Welcome to the Explainer. So, there's this guide making the rounds online that says you can get a free, totally legal copy of Microsoft Office 2024. And the crazy part? It claims you can do it using nothing but official Microsoft tools. I know, it sounds a little too good to be true, right? Well, today, we're going to put that to the test and walk through it step by step. I mean, who doesn't want the latest version of Microsoft Office? Having the newest Word, Excel, PowerPoint, it's pretty much a must-have for work, for school, for everything. But that subscription cost, yeah, that can be a real barrier. And that's exactly why so many people end up searching for methods just like the one we're digging into today.
Now, the big claim here, the whole selling point, is that this method is totally legitimate. We're talking no sketchy downloads, no cracked software, none of that. It supposedly works by using tools you get directly from Microsoft. So, you know what? Let's dive in and walk through the actual process and see what's really going on here.
All right, so first things first, before you do anything else, the guide says you have to prep your system. You've got to make sure your computer is a totally clean slate to avoid any weird software conflicts. And this is a really critical step. Before you install anything new, you have to go into your control panel and just completely wipe out any old versions of Microsoft Office you might have hanging around. The guide says if you skip this, you're just asking for trouble with the new installation. Okay, now we're at part 2, and this is where things start to get pretty clever. See, you're not just downloading some standard one-click installer. Instead, this method has you grab 2 key components directly from Microsoft, and then, well, you basically forge your own custom installation package. So first, you head straight to Microsoft's official deployment page. And I mean, no sketchy third-party sites. This is the real deal, directly from the source. From there, you're going to download the Office deployment tool and then just create a new folder on your desktop. Call it Office to keep everything nice and tidy. Now, once you've got that tool downloaded, you're going to run it as an administrator. But here's the twist. You're not actually installing anything yet. You're just running it to extract a bunch of files into that Office folder we just made. And once it's done that, you'll go in and delete all those new files, all of them, except for one really important one, setup.exe. Okay, what's next? Well, this is the really cool part of this method. You're going to create a custom installation file. Instead of just a generic install, you use another official Microsoft tool, the Office Customization tool, to build a specific set of instructions that'll tell that setup.exe file exactly what you want it to do. So inside this customization tool, you get to tailor everything to your exact needs. First, you'll pick your architecture. For most PCs these days, that's going to be 64-bit. Then you choose the Office suite, which, for this guide, is Office LTSC Professional Plus 2024. You can even pick and choose only the apps you actually want, like Word and Excel, and of course, set your language. Now here's a really crucial setting, and honestly, it's a little weird. In the installation options, the guide specifically says you have to disable the option to uninstall any MSI versions of Office. Yeah, I know it seems kind of redundant since we already did that manually, but the source insists this is a step you just can't skip. Okay, so once you've got everything configured just right, you're going to click Export. You'll select Office Open XML formats, accept the license agreement, and then, and this part is super important, you have to name the file exactly configuration. Then you just move that downloaded configuration.xml file right into your Office folder. And at this point, your folder should have just 2 files in it, setup.exe and configuration.xml. That's it. Your toolkit is ready to go. You've got the installer and the custom instructions for it. All right, let's move on to the final part, the command. Our tools are forged, everything's in place. Now it's time for the most technical step of the whole process, using the command prompt to actually kick things off. Okay, so you'll search for CMD, but don't just click it. You need to right-click and run as administrator. That's key. Then you're going to copy the file path of your Office folder. Back in the command prompt, you'll type CD followed by a space, paste in that file path, and hit Enter. That just tells the computer, hey, look in this folder. And now for the command itself, setup.exe/configure configuration.xml. This is it. This is the command that makes it all happen. It's basically telling the setup program to run, but to use all those custom rules you just defined in that configuration file. The second you press Enter, the installation will begin. For real. The official Microsoft Office installation window pops up and starts doing its thing, just like a normal install. So the installation finishes and everything looks totally successful. But this is where we get to the catch. What happens when you actually open one of the apps for the first time? what's the deal with activation?
You'll get a nice little confirmation message saying installation complete. The Microsoft 365 apps are now installed on your computer. So far, so good.
But is it actually activated? That's the million-dollar question, right? The software's on your computer, but is it fully licensed and ready to go? And this pretty much says it all. When you open up an app like Word and you go check your account status, you are greeted with this message, Activation Necessaria, which of course means activation required. So let's be super clear about what activation required means. The software is installed, but it's basically in a trial or a limited state. It is not fully licensed. It's going to need a product key or some other activation method to unlock all its features. So let's break down the key takeaways here. Does the method use official Microsoft tools? Yep. Does it successfully install Office 2024? For sure. But, and this is the big one, it does not activate the software. And get this, the source video even tells you to go find a second video for that final activation step. So that leaves us with a pretty big question, doesn't it? If a method that's supposed to be free and legal needs a whole separate secondary process just for activation, well, how complete of a solution is it really? It delivers the installation, but the promise of a fully working Office suite, that's still just out of reach pending that mysterious next step.